Hello humans, so I have some news. If you didn't read the title or the thumbnail of this video, then you're about to be blown away. This is part 8 of my combat series, and this was the series that made my channel the way it is today. I do have 15 more additional tips to give you, and most of these tips are about giving griefers the slip. And if you haven't watched my other videos already, then don't, because they're cringe, have no background music, and I sound like I'm giving an oral presentation with major anxiety. Number 1. Drone cooldowns. Drone cooldowns are always quicker when you're using a terabyte. So when you crash back out or even get a kill with a drone, you'll only have to wait a 1 minute cooldown. Because normally when you fly a drone from the arcade or when you're flying one from foot, you do have to wait for a 5-minute cooldown, which is, well, pretty annoying. It's just way more practical and it does save you a lot more time. Drones are definitely the best way to get kills on griefers in the RC vehicle side of things, as they can't hear drones until they're super close to them. But if you time your detonation time just right, you'll be able to end them before they can even react. Number 2, drive slow with the Terrader. Firstly, if you don't own the Terrader, then what the hell are you doing with your life? It's easily the top 3 land vehicles in the game, and you can absolutely destroy oppressor Mark IIs while giving you the benefit of the ultimate protection. I got told to use protection once, and that's why I wear a helmet. All jokes aside, driving slow with a Terrader will make griefers think that you're not in a special vehicle. The Night Shark and the Terrader are 2 of the best vehicles in the game which don't have a unique blip on the radar, but we will get to the Night Shark later. Terraders do have a unique movement on the map where they zoom quickly and then suddenly slow down, so that's how you know when somebody is in a Terrader. So if you are the driver and you suspect a griefer will get you, drive slowly, and if they really do get close to you, then drive backwards and face towards the direction they're going to attack you in. This works well if you're in a CEO because they still think you're driving forwards on the map, and then once you lock onto them, shoot away. And also watch out for traffic behind you. Number 3, one-way messaging. This is kind of a humour tip, but if you're somebody who loves to trash talk, then muting somebody in the game will make them not be able to reply to you. However, it doesn't work both ways. You can send them a message while they still can't reply to you. And if they don't know the pause and mute technique, then they're gonna be stuck getting spam messages from you. I wouldn't personally endorse this behaviour simply because griefers do like it when you give them attention. And the science behind that is because when they were children, mommy and daddy didn't love them very much. Number 4, the pause and terabyte technique. So, another tip with a terabyte, and this time you can trick your enemies to thinking that you've teleported away with just a simple trick. If you're nearby your terabyte, pause the game just before you enter, and the griefer will think that you've teleported somewhere when actually you've only just moved a few inches. Obviously this only works when you have the stealth feature on your terabyte, but honestly it does work and they do fall for it. Half of the time they will stay around and assume that you just gone into an RC vehicle, but when you attack them with the drone they will not see you coming. And I promise you right now that they're playing checkers while you're playing 4D chess. What can I say? I'm a player that loves to be sneaky. Sue me. Number 5, use BST when necessary. This does sound simple, but use BST when you need it, especially when they're in a CEO. BST is pretty subjective across everybody, and there will be different opinions about it. But when another player uses BST, you won't know until it's too late, or maybe you're just new to combat and you think they're better than you. So use BST when you're in a CEO and don't ask any questions. If they cry about it, they can just use BST themselves and then it's an equal game. Number 6, go into an RC vehicle when they use Ghost Organization. A simple trick, going into an RC vehicle when you see that they've gone into a ghost organization is a good tactic. First of all, you'll be off the radar longer than them, and secondly, while you're in an RC vehicle, you can plan your next move. For example, you can teleport across the map if you know how to do that. This tactic is good because it also saves you your ghost organization as well, if you ever did need to use it in emergency. And once they're back on radar, you can leave your RC vehicle and then go back on the radar with them and then continue your battle, fairly and squarely. Number 7, have no plates on the Night Shark. The Night Shark is a brilliant vehicle, and it's definitely one of those vehicles that you should use often in battles. I mean, no, you're not going to take out an Avenger with this, but you are good against other vehicles. If you have armoured plates on your Night Shark, then stop what you're doing right now and take them bloody off. Having your windows open does benefit you, and no, I'm not talking about just for fresh air. The armoured plates aren't actually foolproof, they're not reliable, and you can still be taken out by a ground target. However, when you don't have the armoured plates, you can throw sticky bombs and use almost any weapon that you can use in a normal vehicle. Granted, you can also be taken out by a target when you don't have the armoured plates either, but it's just the same. Number 8, put sticky bombs on your car. Placing stickies on your vehicle and being a ticking bomber has its uses. You can do this in any vehicle, whether it's strong or weak. The maximum number of sticky bombs you can place are 5, so once you've done that, get in your vehicle and then crash into another vehicle and detonate when the time is right. Placing these on vehicles like the MOC truck and the Terabyte are great ideas as they have good explosive resistance and you won't kill yourself in the process. It's an idea which can backfire pretty quickly depending on what vehicle you're in. They can shoot you through the windows before you even have the chance to explode. Just pick the right vehicle and then get to work. Number 9, be under certain roads for cover. Now this tip does have two benefits and I'll talk you through it. Firstly, when there's a road either above or below you, the other player won't know which road that you're on. This can help in many ways, but if that's the case, try and be on the one that's underneath. I can't tell you how many times somebody has gotten off their oppressor to try and shoot me when I'm down here. And if that does happen, you can shoot the floor right above you before they even have the chance to do that. Because regardless, you'll always have the upper hand first. Being underground in a sewer, for example, is also a good technique because you can just lead them into many traps like dropping bombs from both directions. Number 10, put a bounty on them when they're inside their apartment. Players who love to hide in their apartments are pretty special. Firstly, they obviously do this in real life as well. Trash talk you over the internet and stay inside. Yep, that definitely fits. But when somebody is inside, this is the best time to put a bounty on them because if they know you're stalking them, they will probably go in passive mode before they come outside. So putting a bounty on them will stop the passive mode from happening, and if they don't know how to teleport, then they're going to have a really tough time. You also need to be vigilant on what vehicle they bring outside if they do. If they bring their Oppressor Mark II, be ready with a Tornado. If they come outside with a Night Shark, use an FMJ weapon and shoot through the windows. But obviously every griefer is different, but if you do know the griefer well enough, you'll probably know what they're going to bring outside. Number 11, highlight more than one player at a time. The highlight feature accessed from your mobile is neat because this means you can always have a blip on somebody that you can keep an eye on. However, when you want to highlight more than one person, it will take away the highlight from the other player that you first highlighted. This here is called a problem, and we should definitely be all mad and complain about it. I'm just kidding. Kind of. But there is a way around to stop this from happening. Instead, use the interaction menu and do it this way. This way is more practical and allows you to keep an eye on multiple players because, let's be honest, there is never only one pest in a GTA lobby. Number 12, accessing the Savage. Firstly, the Savage itself is a grey helicopter, and I don't need to explain why, it just is, so deal with it. But having access to the Savage is pretty useful, especially when said griefer is in a vehicle like a tank. You can access the Savage from your facility at the desk right here, and also in your CEO office from the assistant. And of course, you can also put it in your hangar too. Basically, it's a chopper which is always there for you. If you are playing with a friend who doesn't own a Savage, you can take your personalised one out of the hangar and then request another one from Pegasus. That way, you'll both have two, and you can both take out griefers together, or coyotes, if that's your thing. Number 13, know which weapons to take out certain aircrafts. Aircrafts can be pretty annoying when it comes to a griefer being an absolute tool inside one. However, there are two great weapons you can use as fly swatters when you're on foot. You have the explosive sniper and the railgun, but some weapons are easier to use on certain aircrafts than others. For example, an explosive sniper is way easier to use on a Raiju jet, and a railgun is pretty practical when you're trying to take out a Deluxo. But the thing is, the explosive sniper is good to take out any aircraft regardless, although it's not always recommended to carry that around with you the whole time, unless you're somebody who doesn't do many sniper battles, so if that's the case, I would recommend keeping the explosive sniper always. The railgun does require more precision, but it still does the job. However, I do recommend using this on much larger targets. Number 14, use drones to kill yacht campers. If somebody is camping on their yacht and they have their air defenses on, there is a way you can get past it. And no, I'm not talking about the Sparrow or the Orb Cannon. You can use the drone, and in my opinion, it's best to park up a Terabyte pretty close to the yacht and then fly one over and then plan the attack. With the Sparrow, you are a bit more noticeable, but with the drone, you're completely safe and will be off the map if you, again, have the stealth mode feature on the Terabyte. And number 15, alternating radars with a Terabyte. A couple of months back, I made a video about alternating going off the radar for an infinite amount of time while still being able to move freely. But this time I do have a different way, and you will need a Terabyte for this. So in most interiors you can't go off the radar, which sucks, and to be honest I don't know why it's a thing. In the Terabyte you actually can, and you can use Ghost or off radar, which is useful because when you use this you can drive the Terabyte and move to a different location of your choice. And once the timer is about to expire, go to a complete standstill and then enter your Terabyte. Unfortunately, you can't use it out of sight when you're inside the Terabyte, but to be honest, I don't think that's really a problem. But from there, you're very flexible and almost unnoticeable to anybody playing GTA. It's almost like you don't exist. Just like in real life, huh? Got him. Well guys, I hope I helped you, and if I did, please hit that like button. And also, if you comment a combat tip I haven't mentioned in any of my previous videos, I will use your tip and shout you out in the next video. And with that being said, I will see you all again in the next one.